Hmm. All right, we're done, right? This is the end, right? All right, we're done. We're gonna have like a closing cutscene.
Gotham still needs Batman
What?
for one last night.
And then?
Prepare the Nightfall Protocol.
Are you
All right.
sure?
Okay, so this is the
There's
end,
no
and
other
then I
way
can
out.
just run the ending.
Needs voice confirmation.
Martha.
Very good, Mr. Bruce.
Aw.
You can be sure you're
Where do you know that name? All right, I do like Dawn of Justice director's cut. Like, I know people don't like it for some specific reasons. I do like it. I've kind of gone over the thing. Cinema Wins covers that movie very well. But yeah, I just like that joke. Especially Teen Titans Go, they made fun of that joke, and I thought that was hilarious too. I don't watch Teen Titans Go, just the movie. Okay, so what happens here? So how do I run the thing?
Good work, Master Bruce. Threat removed. Now would be the perfect time to reassert your control.
Oh, I can't do it yet? Oh my god. Okay, okay, give me a bit. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So 7 of most, so
Good work, Master Bruce. Threat removed. Now would be the perfect time to reassert your control of the city.
Okay. So that's a little anticlimactic. I will do it off camera. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to do it off camera? You know what? Man, damn it. But I'm like really out of space. That's the thing. All right, let me ramble for a bit. I don't know if I want to do it off camera. I'm gonna go check out what other people are doing real quick. If they actually are doing the Nightfall thing, um, up to the end, I'll go ahead and do it. For now, I'm gonna hit 10 minutes for this one, just because I'm gonna rant like this is the end of the game. But most likely I will, because that's like a secret ending. But I will admit, like this is kind of a weak ending. Like I know a little bit about that other ending, and I like it a bit, right? Because it feels more of like a close. But I understand how they were like, oh wait, how is supposed to lock them? That's what I was wondering. I was like, well, how are they gonna lock me behind? Because I was thinking about that with the Batmobile. Like I was like, okay, I probably have another Batmobile because if I want to continue playing the game and do side missions, I'm gonna need a Batmobile. So that's what I was wondering, because I've seen some of the ending of the Nightfall sequence, and I was like, huh. So like, do they just load you before it? So I'm assuming that's like a secret ending sort of ordeal. Maybe I'll go for it if I'm really like into it. But we'll see how it feels apprehending these other 7, give or take. Let me watch some other people play. If they're doing it, then sure, I'll record it. But it's gonna suck because I thought I was done. I am done by this point theoretically, right? Let's quantum wise, I haven't continued to do the other stuff. So yeah, I loved the majority of this game, but very clearly like those like last parts of the game, holy mother crap, dude. There was just so many Batmobile sections and like a lot of tank fights, and like they're good, but they are exhaustive. Like I feel like how like when I first played Uncharted, I really didn't have a problem with it, like with like waves, and like obviously yeah, I was like, okay, this is going on for a while, but I kind of cheaped it out, you know, and like 2 R1s, 1 square, we're good. Make your headshots, we're good. But then like when I introduced like this other kid who doesn't really play AAA games, there's a lot more indie games on his side, and he introduced me to a lot of indie games. It was a great trade, but other than bitching about frame rate and PC Master Race, he was very upset about like, so this is it, like I just keep shooting people. And I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the action, you know, philosophy spirit of the game. It's you're gonna be having these long shootouts. But I do like realize, like after watching him play, I was like, okay, you know, this wave has gone on for a while. That is the exact same feeling I'm getting now, except like I didn't have to replay the game. Some of these waves are just so long. I was really enjoying the game because I assume it's because they wanted to set up like really good cinematic sequences. Um, and so a lot of the fights in here, like you had a lot of leeway. Like I know I didn't take advantage of all of it. Like for a long time, I wasn't even able to do a lot of fear takedowns, but because I know you have to like charge it up, and it has to be like kind of a certain situation for it. But like that let me know is like, okay, they don't want you to waste all your time like in stealth sections. So now you can take down a lot of people in one like kind of sweep if you get like them well lined up. But more and more they kept on getting like advantages to kind of like fight back, you know. And that's fine. Like I understand they want to, you know, up the difficulty, but it got really annoying. Like Now you can't get this guy, but this guy's always watching these other people. Now this guy, like detective mode, fine. Like this guy, sensitive using detective mode, you can't just abuse it. That's great. That's what people have been doing the entire franchise, abusing detective mode. That's great. I actually didn't use it that much, right? I don't think I used it that much. But in the other games, like I was complaining about, like it kind of feels like I have to always have detective mode on because like otherwise I just can't solve anything, do anything. I will say, I don't know about that. Okay, I didn't things I definitely liked is that they dropped a lot of the thumb puzzle crap, like that hacking thing. They dropped a lot of that. The detective work in here is a lot cooler. I like the little screens, the recording. They did some small twists on it to like add like a okay, I get your puzzle. So I did like the detective work this time around. I don't remember too much of it though. Like literally all I can remember is a mother load of Batmobile. Like cause Batmobile puzzles, Batmobile combat, Batmobile traversal, boss battles in Batmobile. Like holy crap. Yes, I knew ahead of time that that was like the biggest complaint about this game, but I really didn't feel it until they started like that whatever later half where they really just started loading the fights that seemed to go on forever. And this is the thing, like when we started, it was just lines, dodge, react, you get stronger. At a certain point, it is like you're stuck to one spot. A lot of people are coming around. They got air support, they got missiles, they got like 3 different kinds of tanks. You have to constantly be moving, but you also have to aim to get like free, like you know what I mean? Like it was a lot easier to get free kills, like with the Vulcan gun or whatever, when it was just not that much going on you, because you could kind of stay still and make your shot. But now you like I never did that. Like it would be very random if I did. Um oh man, it just overloaded. Whilst this is happening, Batman's telling you you have to stay within range. If you don't stay in range, your entire screen will flash. Whilst this is happening, you might have a partner telling you certain instructions that you cannot begin to follow with your current predicament. Like there's so much happening. How are you gonna be like, okay, shh, calm down. All right, let's dodge all the red lines and the missiles and the 25 tanks, and let's make my way to the desired location. Similarly, the hand combat was getting like that too, where it's like, yo, I don't know. I've been watching a little bit of Mars, like just some of the highlights, and like yeah, aiming for medics is like impossible. I don't know what it is. Like I can't do it. I didn't really see her do that either. I know she was attempting as much as I was to aim for, let's say, the special characters instead of the small fries. Dude, it is just impossible. Like your auto aim will go anywhere at once, your weapons won't go anywhere at once, and it's like, dude, I just need to kill the guy in white because the guy in white is causing me a lot of problems. That's their support. And I hate like it's not as bad. It's definitely not as bad as the first two, but the rhythm breaking when you accidentally happen to hit someone, you know what I mean? It's crazy how like you don't have that much like control of auto aim, but if you accidentally hit anyone with the shield or electric stick or whatever, or electrical body, then like it'll just completely put you to a stop. I think those are the most annoying parts. Are those all my negatives? Like, just again, it's funny that my negatives are the same things as the second one, but I didn't really feel that bad about them until like way later in the game. That being said, I love everything else that they added that was extra. I love the environmental takedowns. I love the assisted takedowns, whether it's a team, the Batmobile. I really wish they let me control other characters. Like Poison Ivy would have been probably a lot more helpful if I just had like another thing to like, okay, take them down. Oracle, I love Barbara Gordon. I'm still ashamed that I didn't get to see her in like her Batgirl glory, but I hear a lot of people did like her as Oracle, and like I do like her as Oracle. It's just I do like Batgirl, but I understand we're like really far into the career. That being said, dude, that was like not a shining moment. Like that was such an ass. Craptastic. I don't even know what I'm saying. Like adjectives are not good enough for what that experience was. That was pathetic. Like she helped me kill like 3 people. First of all, you want Oracle to show off. Let her do some area attacks. Let her be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna blast something through this fence and like it locks off like 3 people immediately. Let me be like, okay, Oracle is still badass when she's in the chair, which she is, but like in a combat sense, that would have been a lot more enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, Poison Ivy was kind of weak as well, but at least her freaking roots are like destroying tanks. They're literally lifting them up and squeezing the life out of them. That's a lot of power. She could have done that a little more. I'm pretty sure trees got more than one root. But You know what I mean? At least it was like a showcase of like, okay, Poison Ivy is still powerful. I don't need to have like that kind of emphasis on like, superficial power, but come on, she could have helped me take out a lot more guys than that. For like my last assisting thing, like I think the tank fight was actually a better display of her hacking and everything. I didn't take too much advantage of it, granted, but that was like, okay, yeah, go. She like, I'm glad to have Barbara Gordon on my side. In that fight, she could not be more useless. That being said, I think that's all my negatives out of the way. Oh yeah, some more negatives. The villains, they all suck. Okay, like I like Joker, but that's a lot of Joker, guys. That is a lot of Joker. Granted, I'm glad they gave me the decision, like the ability to just basically ignore him. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of moments where I like have to listen to Joker talk, have to hear his long monologues, and I do think it's more organic that way. I know it's like it sounds like I'm just rushing, and it kind of is as well. But like I think that works. Like I have to go save people. Joker's in my head. He's not actually real. He's gonna cause me some problems already down the line, so I might as well ignore half the shit he says and just move on with the game. I'm hoping most people did that. But if they were like, I'm a Joker fan, I'm gonna listen to every freaking monologue, every joke, every sentence. I'm like, that's good for you, but wow, your game experience must have been really long. That being said, dude, I think it's wildly crazy. I don't know, that's a horrible like back to back wording, but it is just wildly crazy to have Arkham Knight mock me. I'm better than you, man. Joker going, I would be better than you, man. And Scarecrow going, fear, fear, fear is better than you, man. Like, yo, do not give me 3 fucking monologuing villains who like, okay, look, Arkham Knight, at least we're fighting. At least I know he's actually a physical threat, right? He's still very annoying. If anything, he could have just been the physical threat, having like small lines. And like concerning, okay, I'm gonna go a little bit over time because this could be my last play. Um, Concerning like his character, like Jason Todd, like I've only really seen Under the Red Hood, that animated one with Jensen Ackles. Is that, I don't know if that's still what's his name? Kevin Conroy? Is it still Kevin Conroy? I'm not sure. It's definitely not the same Joker. I'll give it that. I was fine with that Joker, but it's clearly not Mark Hamill. So I'm assuming the Batman was different as well. Anyways, I feel like that one works a lot more because he actually doesn't hate us. He's just like upset at us for not killing Joker. I think that's a lot cleaner than this version. So his like mocking attitude is fine because he's not so hateful and aggressive. But in here, he's supposed to be hateful and aggressive. I'm glad he didn't die. I mean, it was really fast what happened there. He just took a few shots and left. But I mean, that's a good like beginning to like a redemption arc. You know, you can just be like a anti-hero hero. Um, so yeah, it was very annoying hearing him trash talk me the entire time when he's like he's supposed to hate me. Do you like trash talk people you hate? Like, I mean, you insult them, right? But like the trash talking, like I just didn't feel like he was competing to be a better Batman. But that's kind of what they took that personality aspect of him from the original, which is what he was doing. He was saying that he was going to be a better Batman. In here, he's not really saying that. He's just here to kill me and ruin like everyone. Like he's the reason why Barbara got down, Gordon got down, right? Um, but then he didn't like. But then he's, you know what I mean? It's such a disconnect. Um, it was just weird. What a weird decision. Because like I think Under Red Hood is pretty damn solid. This one less so. Like straight up Joker's like, oh yeah, I lied. I didn't kill Jason Todd. Yeah, sorry. So cheap, ridiculously cheap. But my main problem with him, other than the fact that he went down the way he did, and I wish there was like actually some more cool sequences between them. Dude, they're just too much talkers. Like, I can't believe you gave me 3 fucking talkers. And when I think about it, I guess they're all talkers. Like Two-Face probably would have talked a lot. Penguin would have talked a lot. Mr. Freeze would have talked a lot. But like 3 villains consistently monologuing and talking was very annoying. I cannot like, and it was like once we took one down, it was like, I will fill up the empty space with fear. It was very annoying. That being said, I think Scarecrow actually does fit very well. It's almost sad. I'm like, why is Arkham Knight in here? Honestly, I don't know why Arkham Knight's in here, but I guess we couldn't just make it like Batman Scarecrow, right? Because Scarecrow, although I don't think he's like a great villain, his fear toxin is like kind of like the main thing here, right? It's like Batman's fears, his failures, all that he's done, is it worth it? Yada yada. Like it's actually a really good subject. That closing sequence with Joker, yeah, though it's a little bit dragged out, that's actually pretty fantastic, and it fits with all the other games. Him kind of like just saying, Joker, you were just another person. You were just another person. Yeah, you were evil, but like there's a bunch of evil people. You don't matter. Scarecrow sets that off. Arkham Knight, oh, man, I don't know. I see how Arkham Knight fits because he's one of his biggest failures. Don't get me wrong. But oh man, it's just so much. Like I think it could have been cleaner. I think that if like Arkham Knight was more of a silent threat, right? Like he's just causing problems. Hell, have him actually kill or hurt some of these other people. The fact that Arkham Knight has never even like ran into a room with Robin, give or take that ending, like I think that's crazy too. I would have been very impressed like if Arkham Knight's first kill was my Robin, right? And like that would be the mockery, but we went for Barbara. So weird. Um, like I think it could work. I think it could work, but there's a lot of things I would switch around. Uh, or just have the Red Hood, honestly. Like the Red Hood is fine. Like bring back, you know what I mean? It would have fit, but they were trying so hard to like set up this twist, I guess. I don't know, because they were like, is it Hugo Strange? Yeah, yeah, it's fucking Hugo Strange. That's who's been causing me all these problems. Hugo Strange. Nice. The guy got manipulated by what, Joker? And Rise Al Ghul. Okay, yeah, he's the Arkham Knight, guys. I believe they brought that up in one part, and I was like, um, but yeah, so I think that's all my negatives. And those are really seen in the latter half. I'm very happy they brought back Barbara. No one really died, right? I'm trying to think of who died. Just Poison Ivy, which is kind of a shame. Poison Ivy, I don't know too much about her character. She's usually pretty one note with the plant addiction. Um, like I feel like the most, and even then, not that much fleshed out, was inside the Batman, like the animated series, which I grew up watching. Go Jackie Chan Adventures. And I think Spectacular Spider-Man, right? I feel like those are all the same people. I might be wrong. Anyways, and I know that show's not that great, but they did do some really nice stuff, and like it is a very enjoyable like kid show, right? And like it's nostalgic for me. But that's like the most I've seen her fleshed out. So I actually thought her death was like it's cool she died like that, but I didn't really care. I don't think anyone cared. Like she was not a big factor by the end of the game. It was just like, oh, Poison Ivy's dead. That's kind of a shame. Uh, yeah. So story wise, I think there could have been something really great, but like all the games, it's good. It's like okay, it's good, right? That's not like why you play it. I did feel so badass. I'll give you that. Like for the majority of this game, it was not frustrating. It was like fucking awesome. It was like cool. I actually felt like playing like when I played Spider-Man, it was like, whoa, dude, this is sick. Like, yeah, I'm actually controlling the character. I am the character, and I'm getting to do some of the coolest crap ever. It is super flashy. Before it started getting really annoying, like it was just entertaining as hell. Playing majority of this game was entertaining. I wanted to know where we were going. Fortunately, the story didn't finish as strong as I wanted it to, but it was a damn good time. They were doing like some great shots. Like me standing down the helicopter was awesome. Me calling in the Batmobile was sick. Like me fucking threatening the guy with the Batmobile was awesome. I think we did something similar in the other game, but me just holding Penguin, Tober, like holy shit. Batman was scary in this game. His new suit is sick. I know there are a lot of other suits. I was watching Mars play and she went through them. I'm fine with preserving the original feel, but dude, it's kind of awesome. They did put in like Batman Affleck's Batfleck, I guess that's what they call him. But like, yeah, Ben Affleck's version. They had Christian Bale's version. They had the original one. Um, and I mean original, like was it Bob Kane's like original? I think that's him, right? They had the what's it Adam West, like they had all of them. That like there's a lot of like fun love put in here. And again, I know I went straight through like the game, and but I'm still very curious to see like what else there is to do, if there's any surprises, like but there might not be. I wonder if like I just don't know how they developed the game. If the side stuff are afterthoughts, because like the ending of the game was very clearly like just frustrating for me. But I loved a lot of this game. It's gonna be hard with that ending for me to like fully love it, but I had a lot of fun with this game. Majority. I know I wasn't great towards those last parts. Those were really slowed down, but it was awesome. I'm kind of excited to see what else I can do in the combat sections. I know I simplified it, but it felt great. That's the thing. It felt really great. But until they before they started taking away like all my environmental takedowns and like the open areas and to me basically getting reduced back to like the second game, right? Where it's like I feel like I'm just doing square, triangle, dodging this guy, finding my ground, using some gadgets. Like it was okay. But I really like the environmental takedowns, the batarang takedowns. Like, dude, that is awesome. I just wanted more ways to take down enemies faster so I could feel stronger. And most of this game did have that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's that. The music is amazing. I'm getting copyrighted for all of it, man. Like that sounds right. It's really good. I feel like I never heard a good like a sad soundtrack since like my very early like I was supposed to die in that explosion. That soundtrack was really good, but they used the music really well and there are some really great visuals here and there. I like again, I brought this up before, but I really do love that they didn't use too many cutscenes. This is weird. So like when you watch a movie, like you like the directing, right? And don't get me wrong, like I would have liked more directing in here as well. But the fact that like you identify with this game in the third person, right? Like this camera angle you're looking at right now, that is the camera angle to which that's like what you see. That's what you connect with. This is my interaction. The fact that they put the cutscenes like that with that same angle, like yeah, you're just behind Batman, but you connect with him over the shoulder. It's like you're watching it yourself rather than like someone has made a really good directed, events. Like there would be a disconnect when that happens. The same way that's why I really like that ending fight with Joker where they didn't cut hard between Joker and me. They just rotated the camera and you like completely identify I'm Batman now, right? That's like the thing about third person games. You identify with the back you see, right? Like a great example of that is Last of Us when they finally switch you over, you're like, oh, and everyone knows. Everyone's not like it's a cutscene. No, they're like, oh, I'm Ellie now, and it's a great fucking moment. Like I love that. Like they use that. Let's call it language or like that. Yeah, that like that idea that people understand, right? Um, yeah, and then even they use the first person. They use the third person aspect as well when Joker has the gun. You're like, oh, okay, we've basically switched genres, and it makes sense. I think it's a little bit too like, oh shit, how clever we are, but like that's good. Like Joker, yeah, he uses violent weapons. You will never see that third person like reticle with Batman. And then when they went to first person, I don't know. Their first person uses were weird. I don't know if it was just to set up fucking jump scares. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why is there so many jump scares? There's only like five, but I think that's what makes them like really effective because I just wasn't expecting fucking jump scares. What is it? It was the fucking Joker show up, the man bat crab, Batman jump scares you. Well, there was two more. I forgot the other ones. But yeah, man, holy hell. Uh, but no, man, I did really like a lot of this game. It is gorgeous, by the way. It's great getting around the city. I understand that it is like the Ubisoft third person world thing, and I don't have anything against that, except when it's like it takes forever to get to objectives and like it becomes repetitive by the end of the game. Like I enjoyed Far Cry, was it 3? I enjoyed it. It's just that it did get kind of boring because I was Batman in there as well. But the tower climbing is annoying. Like I like how you get objectives through here throughout the game. So like if you were to actually complete your objectives, it'd actually be pretty well paced, right? I imagine maybe. Because they don't just hand you like a bucket. They gave me like 3 like every time. Now I have a crap load, of course, because I just didn't do any of them. And I don't know how much I'm gonna compare it to Yakuza, like it's concerning sub stories. But I do like that some sub stories do feel larger than the others, and they do kind of highlight them, right? Like the Riddler thing, that was like a highlighted thing. The man bat, kind of, right? It was like, yo, there's a man bat, and it's like, okay, I didn't really highlight you as a mission objective. Like the way they introduced some of the side objectives that you have, I think is pretty nice. Like it feels like they're big enough. I will say that as I made the complaint before, the timing of them is weird. Like it is really weird to introduce the fact that Catwoman is hostage. She has a bomb around her neck, and like if you don't save her, she's gonna die. But you also have to go save Barbara. I think that's kind of weird, and it makes like it brings so much urgency to something that you don't have to do that it kind of has the weird counter effect, right? Like if I got a phone call from like I don't know, let's just say like Alfred. Alfred saying, Master, they're inside the house. You have to come save me. But then I go fucking finish the game, and like that mission is still there. Be like, okay, so I guess they weren't that close to the house, Uh, Yeah, I don't know. There's really nothing new I can say. Like I really just I liked being Batman again. Like that's probably the biggest thing this game did for me because I didn't like it for the second one. And the first one, yes, it's very classic, but it's not like I was crazy excited. Like the game was definitely showing its age, but it was very fun. The third game though, like I felt cool. I felt menacing and cool. I felt like it was a decent upgrade from the second game. The story is probably just the least it's solid, but I kind of would have liked like a grand finale because it's the finale to the Arkham series. Um I liked a lot of it. I really do wish we had like a really cool moment. But again, like Scarecrow was never gonna make for like a really cool finale, which is why I want like that other ending because that seems like a real finale. But I didn't know I had to do so much work before, so maybe I'll just leave that. I'll decide. I'll decide. If you see me back, then there we go. There it is. It'll be an extra, and you'll just get more commentary from me. But yeah, I like that the Batmobile's in here. I think we overkilled it for sure. Combat kind of got overkilled as well, but it was pretty nice for the most part. I know I didn't upgrade it. I like just those are the caveats. Like, well, if you were so bored by combat, you should upgrade it. I get it, but let's be honest. I got hit and shot a lot. I think me upgrading my health and armor was a pretty good move. I'll go for 20. I forgot how much time I've spent talking, but we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to think of other stuff, but I just really enjoyed being Batman. I thought the Batman energy was like really great. It's almost a shame I can't like play through it the same way because it's not as fun, let's say, and there's too much dialogue. So I can't like play it like like Spider-Man. I did that one video where I was just like flying around the city because it's actually fun doing that. They don't get me wrong, it's not the worst thing to do as Batman. Yeah, it's not as fun. All right, so let me go back to a pause and try to think of other stuff. Yeah. Again, the game looks great though. Like very clearly. Oh wow, that lightning was thick. Very clearly not a PS3 game. Like definitely a PS4 game. Maybe a little earlier, right? Like it looks great, but it's also like I don't know. I'm not really sure. The fact, I mean, it must have come out after 2016 at the least. It's been a while. I got the PS4 pretty late. I don't know what else to talk about, but I don't want to like. I want to hit the 20 here. So I'm trying to think of, like favorite sequences, but it was really just overall like for like the first 3/4 of the game, like whatever this last bit, it kind of exhausted me. Like I like the drill fight. I actually thought that was really cool. It was almost like too scary to be like in the Batmobile running away from this giant machine that would get you, and I thought that was a nice twist from what we just did. But at the same time, dude, they stacked those things like right next to each other. They could have let it breathe a little bit. Um, I can't think of too many things. I like the city being affected with toxin, but again, I feel like Spider-Man did it the best, where like they changed the city and you could really feel it. Other not just visually, in Heroes more visually, it was just like I can't touch the ground, and so they did add like a different dynamic to how you get around, and obviously they locked off your Batmobile for the time being. But for Spider-Man, like just having so much chaos, like three people are like occupying the city, trying to fight each other. You're constantly like getting shot out of the sky. I'm kind of glad they didn't do it in here because obviously I can't maneuver the same way. Uh, but yeah, I'm really trying to remember like stuff that happened in this game. Like, I don't know if you like see my summaries. I wrote like a lot of stuff before, like at least like 4 sentences. But that's my standard for a lot for like a summary. You know what I mean? But by the end of this game, like the last 5 parts were like 1 sentences because like nothing was happening. Yeah, let me read this real quick. So like it did start with Scarecrow. I really wish Scarecrow did a few more like fear things. I mean, we had a lot of characters we could have controlled getting infected by toxin and going through their own little trips. You know what I mean? It could have been like a really big celebration for closing celebration. I'm glad Barbara's alive. I'm actually semi surprised that like Penguin and up until that Joker sequence, we actually didn't interact with a lot of other characters in the main story. Obviously, I have a lot of people to go after, but like Killer Croc was in this game. I don't know if I even have a mission related to Killer Croc, but we've had it for like 2 games now. Like he's been very present. But like Two Face, we had the intro with Batman City. It was just like we didn't interact with a lot of people in this game. It was just Scarecrow, Arkham Knight and Joker, because Joker was inside of me. Arkham Knight was like more of the physical threat, and Scarecrow was like the speech motivator backup. um, yeah, I feel like I didn't. It's hard to talk about like other stuff in the game because like the main stuff in the game because it was mostly the same stuff. But overall, it was just cleaned up. It was just everything I bitched about too. Why it was boring for me. They put more in here, which is that's what you expect for a sequel. I just wasn't expecting because like the first and second one, like I'm sure there's a jump there, but it was mostly the open world thing. But for here, everything was like polished for me. There was very few times where I felt like I was missing triangle. Like, dude, I clicked that and it just got me. I don't know what it is with that blade thing, but that thing doesn't work. Like half the time, that shit does not work. I don't know. There should be like a different hotkey for it, but okay. Um, the gadget wheel is great, but it is like too much crap on it now. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I enjoyed the majority of this game. I wish it was a little bit stronger in that last part of it. I would have loved it overall, but I definitely really like it. Probably still love it, but I definitely really like it. I'm just not. It's hard for me to like recommend this to somebody with that last bit. Like, all right, I know this is gonna like wear you out. But again, if you're a fan of like the entire series, first of all, you've already played this. But yeah, this is definitely because I know a lot of people like I dropped out during City. Like I like when Arkham Knight came out, I was like, yeah, I'm over the Arkham games. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty damn good time for the majority of it. Like I was talking to my sister, I'm like, dude, this game has gone so frustrating. She's like, "Aw, you were so happy about it before." And I was like, "Yeah, I was." But yeah, maybe it's just overkill. I have been playing this game for like half a month now, right? Like 15 straight, I think, right? 15 days. So maybe that's like what killed it, but I do think it was just really frustrating setups at the end. All right, last like 15 seconds. So yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in playing some other games, but this is a pretty solid game. I had a lot of fun playing it for the most part. The story had some really cool parts at the end. I was very annoyed by the three villains. Batman is actually cool as shit though. Like he's so fucking cool in this game. Uh, makes me miss Batman. Odd enough. I know we just got the new Batman, but I just didn't care for that one as much. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's all I got. All right, Tata. We'll see what happens if I go for this Nightfall thing. But I will be playing this off camera for a bit, editing some freaking other Let's Plays because I am like way out of space, and I just really don't want to buy another terabyte when I can save space. There's a lot of footage I'm not interested in rewatching ever again. I'll be editing Final Fantasy X, and then a lot of other stuff. Like I don't want to not play games and record new games because I'm really excited. I have like 40 or 50, like I like maybe like 40 games that I've just been buying, give or take, like presents, games that I've just been buying over like every month I buy like 2 or 3 games depending on the deals. And then it's just been stacking up my virtual library, which is what this is. This is one of the games, and because I'm buying collections, that's why that number goes so high. By the way, it's not like because I'm loading up. I spend like $20. That's it. That's my limit every month. And now I'm loaded up, and I buy a lot of smaller indie games because I just really enjoy those kind of games. Games where you don't have to mess with the camera. um, so yeah, I'm excited to keep going, man. Damn, I'm kind of sad to have finished this game, but maybe I will. Maybe I will do all the other crap, get the Nightfall, and I will be back here to record that. All right, ta-ta. Hope you guys enjoy.